Getting a visa for the Czech Republic as a Pakistani might be very complicated, very challenging, but it's not impossible. It's doable. You just need to know how to do that and which visas give you the highest chance of approval. And that's exactly what I will go through with you today. We'll start with the worst, meaning most complicated visas to get approved by the Czech Republic, and the best, meaning the best and the easiest visas to get approved by the Czech Republic. So we'll go through that in the details in a second. Let me just tell you one thing. If you have any questions, you can always comment below the video, and I try to reply to all the comments. Or I've just started a subscription, so you can join the community, and if you ask a question, I will shoot a video answer just for you. So you can get a personalized video answer from me directly to your question. So I will share the link somewhere here. Consider joining, and let's go into the topic right now. So generally, the Czech Republic sees Pakistanis as someone who's trying to escape their country and get a visa for not particularly the Czech Republic, but the whole EU, whole Schengen area. So already the start for you is more complicated than, for example, for Americans, Australians, Canadians, and other nationalities. So that's already like prerequisition, which you need to keep in mind. But then even with this prerequisition, there are still ways for you how to get here. So let's start with the different visa types, and I will always tell you why they are complicated or easy to get, and anything else you need to know. So in my opinion, let's start from the worst and go to the best. In my opinion, the worst or the most complicated visa to get as a Pakistani is an employee card. In theory, it's the best you can get. An employee card, that's amazing. It's a residence permit valid for 2 years, allows you to work in the Czech Republic, so it's great. But the chance that you will get it is very, very minimum. And that's because you cannot apply for an employee card without having a sponsor from the Czech Republic. It means even if you find a job, if the job is not, or if the employer is not registered in one of the special programs for sponsors or for employers, then you will never get an appointment for the employee card, and you can never get one, because there are there are quotas at the Czech embassy in Islamabad saying how many people can apply for an employee card every year. And the quota is 60 people, 60. So Pakistan has how many? 220 million people, and 60 people can apply for an employee card every year. But on top of that, that's a very small amount. And on top of that, 60 out of that 60 must go through the special programs, which means that you cannot get any type of job. You need to get a specific job from a specific company, which is registered in one of the programs of economic migration. So you get a chance to get one of these 60 spots. So the chances that you will find a job like that and that you will be one of 60 out of 220 million is very, very low. So that's why I say that it's the worst. Technically, it's the best one to have, but it's also the one most complicated to get. So employee card, the worst. Second, so-called other type of visa. Why I put it here is that generally other type of visa is the most complicated to get approved for any nationality. So even for Americans, Australian, Canadians, or other countries, the other purpose of stay is the trickiest one. Because the other purpose of stay basically says that you don't fall under any other category. So like you're not student, you don't come here to work, you don't come here to run business, but you just want to move here. So you really need to convince the ministry that you really have some real reason to live here. And that's very complicated generally, and especially if you're from Pakistan. So I would say that for the other purpose of stay, your only chance is if you apply as a student of some non-accredited program. Because we will get to a student visa in the next step. Student visa is okay to get. It's like somewhere in the middle. But student visa is only meant for like proper students, for universities and university programs which are accredited. But none of them, not all of them are, because there are some private universities, private programs, and they might not be accredited by the Ministry of Education of the Czech Republic. So in that case, you cannot apply for a student visa, but you can apply for the other purpose of stay. And if the other purpose of stay is education or studies in non-accredited programs, you have some chances. Good thing about that is that there are no quotas, so as many people as the embassy can accept can apply, but still not the strongest visa application. Something in between, in the middle of the worst and the best, is a student visa. Because students generally, to get a student visa is the easiest of all in general. The problem is that why it's in the middle because generally it's one of the easiest to get approved. Students are treated in a different way and easier way, a mild way. So if you're a student, you have the highest chances of coming to the Czech Republic, higher than any of these. But if you're from Pakistan, the ministry or the embassy where you're applying will be questioning you a lot, because the setup, as I said in the beginning, is that you're just trying to escape Pakistan and come to Europe. So they will question your motivation about the studies. They will ask you about the school. They will ask you what program will you study, what subjects you will have, what are the names of your professors, how long is the program, where the school is located, where the dorm is located. They will ask you plenty of questions. If you're interested in more these questions, I will share a video link somewhere here where I did specifically these questions that they ask at the embassy. But this is the main problem. So if your application is not like 100% real, if you're not sure that you want to study exactly this program or exactly this school, then consider not applying, because the point of the interview is to find out if you are really motivated, and you need to be significantly way more motivated than other nationalities. So student is doable, considering that your interest in studying in the Czech Republic is real and you have done your research and you really want to study this particular program. In that case, you have pretty high chances. If you just found some university which might be okay for you, but you're not really like enthusiastic about that, this will be very difficult as well. What is, on the other hand, pretty simple to get approved is a blue card. Blue card is amazing. It's a form of residence permit based on employment. So it's basically something like an employee card. But on the other hand, or the difference between employee card and a blue card, by the way, I did a video about that, exactly the difference between an employee card and a blue card, so I will share the link somewhere here. But the main difference is, from this perspective, that there are no quotas for employee card. You see that only 60 people yearly can apply for the employee card. For the blue card, there is nothing like that, no limit like that. So if you find a job which fulfills the conditions of the blue card, then you can apply. And that's amazing. And because there is a company behind you, company which wants you in the Czech Republic, then the chances of approval are very high as well. The only thing is that for a blue card, you need to fulfill some conditions. And there are two main conditions. One is that your salary must be at least 1.5 of a Czech national average. So at this point, at the end of 2022, it's around 60,000 crowns a month. So your salary must be at least 60,000 crowns a month. From 2023, this will increase for sure. We don't know how much yet, but it will. It increases every year around April. So we'll know the number in about April. But if you meet this condition and you also have a bachelor's degree, at least bachelor's degree or higher, then you can apply for the blue card, and the chances of approval are very, very high. So that's why it's almost the best one to get. But generally, as I explained in some of my previous videos, like moving to the Czech Republic as a family, I'll share the link somewhere here, or in some other videos, the easiest or the safest to get approved is the family reunification. It doesn't really matter if it's family reunification like Pakistani and Pakistani, or if it's Pakistani and someone else living legally in the Czech Republic. It can be also an EU citizen. We've had couple clients like that, the guy was Pakistani and his wife was Czech. So we had couple cases like that. I believe we now are sorting a case of a Pakistani who's bringing their daughter to the Czech Republic. So we have some experience with that. So if you need any help, get in touch. We'll be happy to help you as well. But the point is that the family reunification is really the safest. So if you want to bring your spouse, or you're the spouse willing to come to the Czech Republic to follow your significant half, or if you want to bring your child, then this is the easiest way to do that. Of course, again, the prerequisition is, or how the ministry sees you, they see you as someone who's trying to go around the system, someone who's faking the application. So you just need to prove the relationship or the marriage, everything must be solid. So for example, if you are married, you've been married for 3 years, you've just moved here, and you want your wife to come with you or your husband, then it's easy, no problems there. But if you just got married right before you moved here, that might be a bit suspicious. Or if you've been married for 5 years, but out of those 5 years, you haven't seen each other for 4 years because you've been living here for 5 years, and she or he has been living in Pakistan for 5 years, and you don't really visit each other, then the ministry will question if you are a real couple, if you're really husband and wife, or if you're just like faking it for the purposes of the application. So there are some limitations here as well, but generally it's the easiest and safest to get approved. If you submit the application properly, you have all the documents, you're ready for some interview, the first conditions, or like the general conditions, are good, then the chances of getting approved for family reunification visa are the highest of all these. Woo! So that was it, guys. Hopefully this was clear. One more time, if you have any questions, either comment, and I'll try to reply all the comments under the video, or consider joining my subscriber program, the community I'm building, because there are different levels, different options you can follow or you can subscribe. So the first one, for example, is that I will record one-minute video every month. So if you have a question about this, I will personally record a video and upload it to the members section, and this video will be specifically for you. Then another option is 5 minutes a month. So I can either, if you have some complicated question, I can either shoot a 5-minute video about that topic and answering you, or you can, for example, have 5 questions, each 1-minute answer. So you have more time from me, and there are higher limits. You can get a subscription for having me on the phone for 60 minutes. So you can call me anytime during 1 month, and I will always answer the phone, and I will reply all your questions for up to 60 minutes every month. So there are different subscription levels. So guys, check it out. And if you join, I'll be super happy, and I'll be happy to shoot some videos specifically for you. So thank you very much, and see you next time. See you on Thursday and Monday, and Thursday and Monday until the end of the world. Bye-bye, guys.